This is TOKYOREAL. I'm Ian Simpson, and with me in the studio today is Yutaka Watanabe. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on the show. Now, you are President Shacho of Toa Arai Forging Group.
Mm-hmm.
You have factories in Yokkaichi, Mie-ken, and Niigata-ken. And your business is forging.
Yeah.
So, firstly, let me say, 3 years ago, I know you could not speak English. And now you are on TV doing an interview in English. That's fantastic. How did you learn English so quickly?
How? Oh, I was lucky because one of my friends introduced me the Edge system.
Right.
Yeah, it's an online video lesson system, so I can get on-screen feedback.
Right.
Yeah, on time.
Right. So
Yeah.
you can get powerful on-screen feedback
Yes.
sent to you by video.
Yeah.
But you're a busy person. Do you have time to study?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, so this is very good system because they have a flexible booking system. Yeah, so I can learn English wherever I am.
So if you're in your hotel room or in your office,
Yeah.
you can go online and take a lesson.
Yeah, at home and anytime. It's very convenient for me.
Well, great. I mean, I have to give you respect for doing an interview in English. I don't want to do an interview in Japanese. It's very difficult. So the Edge is part of Emidas Eikaiwa School by NC Network.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
if people want to study, they can go through NC Network and link up with the Edge.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, well, let me kick off with the first question. Tell me, my image of forging is hot metal, samurai sword, bang, bang, bang. Is that what you do?
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
But we use a big machine for that.
Right.
Yeah, so our forging technology is originated from the samurai sword method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Very similar.
So it's very similar. It's come from old Japan and samurai sword making.
Yeah.
That's, I know foreigners are very interested in samurai sword making. But do you do cold forging or hot forging?
Yeah, originally we started from hot forging, but now we started also cold forging. Yeah.
And you have a special technique you have developed, unique technique.
Yeah. I have some special technique. I have one special technique called mirror blanking.
Mirror blanking.
Yeah, mirror blanking. Yeah. It is a special technology to punch a hole into thick and hard metal.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine how you punch into cold metal. It must be very powerful.
Yeah, so we developed a special tool. It's secret.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. I mean, for any business, if you have a unique process, that's good. It's a competitive advantage for your business.
Yeah.
And
it's
I think
very important.
Anybody starting a business should try to get unique products, a unique process, because it gives them a competitive advantage. So, so you have some iron magic. Yes?
Yeah, I'll try to be.
Yeah, an iron magician.
Yeah, I hope to be.
Well, good luck with that. So,
Thank you.
How did you come to start your business?
Oh, well, I'm not a founder. My grandfather founded my company, so I'm the third generation.
Right, third generation president.
Yeah.
So were you working in another job before?
Yeah, I did. I worked for the real estate company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's totally different.
Totally different from forging, yeah.
Yeah.
And you came back to the company. Why? Because your father was going to retire, or?
No. My grandfather wanted me to go back his company. Yeah, so at that time I enjoyed the real estate business very much, but I loved my grandfather very much.
Right.
So I decided to
So
come
he
back.
asked you, and because you respected and loved him, you came back.
Yeah.
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 So you are the third generation president. Do you think it's easier or harder for second and third generation presidents compared to the founder?
I think it's hard for all generations because the leaders often encounter their problems.
Yes.
Yeah, so they have their own problems for the first time.
Right.
So I think it's hard for all generations and all people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have different problems from the founder, your grandfather, and different problems from your father.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the times are changing.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So what are some of the main problems you've had or you had when you took over as president, and how did you overcome them?
In Japan, the president is usually called a shacho.
Right.
Yeah.
Shacho,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So the first a few weeks later, I became a president. I didn't realize people were talking to me when they said shacho.
So you were looking and saying,
Yeah.
who are they talking to?
Yeah, so because before me, my father was president, so I was searching my father, but he
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Right.
Then I realized, oh, a shacho is me.
Yeah, yeah. So you had to get used to that.
Yeah, so it isn't a big problem, but
No.
yeah, I took a few weeks to get used to it.
Right. So on Tokyo Real, we try and help people who are younger than us coming through, and try and tell them about some of the problems they may have if they start a business, when they run a business. So when you started your business, what were some of the day-to-day problems you had?
Day-to-day problem. Yeah, I think it's taking care of all staff. It's very, very important and day-to-day work for me.
Yes, I often hear this. People say staff can be your biggest asset or your biggest problem. So you take a lot of care to look after your staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so creating a motivated team and keep them motivated, it's very, very important.
Very important. Yeah. But not easy to do, I
No.
guess. No.
Yeah.
And when you took over as president, did the company suddenly start to get better, or?
No, the first year I became a president, it was 1998.
Right.
Yeah, that year, Japanese economy condition was terrible.
Yes.
Many big banks were bankrupt, and my company's turnover decreased by 30%.
Oh, it went down 30%.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I had a cash flow problem.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a terrible problem.
Yeah. So how did you overcome that problem with the bank?
Yeah, so that was my first year. So I didn't have any experience. So I just went to the bank if I could borrow more money.
You asked them, "Can I borrow more money?"
Yeah.
And they said yes.
No. Oh, they said, "Oh, no more. Oh, we cannot lend you more money." And also they want their money back from me. Yeah, so come on, no, I have to say goodbye. So I ran away from the bank immediately.
Escape from the bank.
Yeah. So I visited the material supplier.
Yes.
Yeah, because I bought a lot of material from that company, so I have to pay the invoice.
Yes.
But I didn't have enough money, so I visited them and I asked them, "Oh, can I wait my payment?" Of course, they said, "Oh no, we cannot wait." So I visited them again and again and make a telephone call, and also I wrote a letter and explained my situation and my future plan and so on.
Yes.
So finally, they understood my situation. Yeah, and they trust who I am. Yeah,
And they delayed your repayment.
yeah,
I think this is very important in Japan, that business, if you're doing business, it's based on trust
right.
and loyalty
Yeah.
and building relationships
Right.
with suppliers and banks and people you work with. Of course, it's important in every country, but I think in Japan it's very important. And people starting a business, maybe our Tokyo Realists who want to start a business in Japan, must realize that it doesn't happen quickly. It takes a long time to establish your business.
Right.
I mean, now your business is what? Is it 80 years? 80
Yes,
years old?
79 years of
79
history.
years old,
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, the bank will look at the history of your business and your grandfather or your father, and they take that into account, and they trust you.
Yeah.
And so they gave you another chance to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's important in Japan.
Yeah.
Now you are an experienced shacho, but still I know you study every other week, maybe twice a month. You're doing the is it Inamori,
Inamori
business
school.
course?
Yes, Inamori school.
Tell me about Mr. Inamori. I think he's a famous Japanese
Yeah,
businessman.
yeah. He's very famous Japanese businessman. He founded two big companies. One is Kyocera
Yes,
and one is KDDI.
right.
Yeah, so he's one of the most famous entrepreneur in Japan.
Yes.
And also there is a very impressive story about Mr. Inamori. Do you remember Japan Airlines was bankrupt in 2010?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was big news.
Yes, yeah.
Because the Japan Airlines is a kind of the flagship company in Japan.
Right.
Yeah. So Japanese government asked Mr. Inamori to help the company. But everybody believed nobody cannot help that huge company. Yeah, because it was bankrupt with 2,000 billion yen debt.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mr. Inamori did it successfully within only 2 years.
Within 2 years, he turned the company around.
Yeah. So he at that time he used his business philosophy. Yeah.
And what is his business philosophy?
He often says to us, it is very important to provide two opportunities to your all staff,
Yes.
to your all employees. So one opportunity is the material wealth,
Okay, material wealth.
and another is the spiritual welfare.
Right. So what's an example of material
Yeah,
wealth?
it's a little bit wordy. So, so material means, my understanding is material is money,
Okay, salary. Yeah.
salary,
Yeah.
bonus,
bonus.
the income. Yeah, right. And the spiritual welfare is, it's my understanding is to be given a thank you from others.
Okay.
yeah, or feelings of achievement like that.
Right. So from your customers, you try to get a thank you. You try to do something useful for people in society first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Again, I think this is modern companies are thinking more like this. They are becoming more socially responsible.
Right, right.
Where they say, well, what does your company do for society? That's many people say that.
Yeah.
I think it's really important if you're starting a new business that you have to be morally responsible to society, and lots of people are now have the philosophy where you must give first,
Yeah, yeah.
and if you give, you will receive later, receive profit later. Is that true, do you think?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. So can I explain a little bit about my company's philosophy?
Please do. Yeah.
Yeah. So my company's rationale is reach out society
Okay.
to make it vibrant.
Right. Reach out to society to make it vibrant.
Yeah, yeah. So before reaching out to society, we ourselves must be vibrant.
Okay.
Yeah, and to become vibrant, we need two happiness.
Right.
Yeah, one is the material wealth,
Yes.
it's money and salary,
Yes.
and one is spiritual welfare.
Right.
Yeah, it's a a feeling of achievement or giving a thank you from others.
Right.
Yeah, so to get a thank you from others, we have to be helpful to others.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to listen the customer's voice and what they want to do in future. So so we make such a product to help our customers.
Right. And that's your philosophy in the company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a good philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to say, but it's
Harder to
it's
do,
hard to
yeah.
do. Yeah,
Yeah, but you look after your staff well, and that's really important.
yeah, it is.
Actually, I heard stories about Mr. Inamori and even the current shacho of Jiao, that they live very frugally. They live in a one-room apartment,
Yeah, yeah.
no furniture.
No.
They line up to eat lunch with all the other employees.
Right, right.
So they lead by example.
Yeah.
They don't drive flashy cars and have penthouse apartments. And that goes down through the company then, and everybody
Yeah.
tries hard to work hard and live frugally, but and build the company up again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So leading by example. So I think from what you're saying, there's a few things that come through in business. One is loyalty is very important, trustworthy, building relationships, giving first, receiving later, and being useful for people,
Yeah.
trying to get a thank you, having a responsibility to society. And those are the philosophies of your business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I try to be, but now I'm not perfect.
No, nobody's perfect.
So even now, sometimes I realize I'm chasing money like an animal. So it's not good. So
Right.
I changed my mind.
So what you're saying, if people start a business to chase money, that's the wrong reason to start a business, you think? Yeah.
Yeah. So now, if you start your business for chasing money, it's not good.
So if somebody watching this show wants to start a business, what advice would you give them? Why should they start a business?
Oh yeah. So, make clear the reason of why you want to start your business.
Right.
Yeah, it's very important because if you are interested in only money for yourself, oh, I'm sure you will 100% fail.
Right.
Yeah. But if you are interested in being helpful to others, I'm sure you'll be successful. Yeah, it's very important.
Good advice, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could go back
Mm-hmm.
to the day you first started as president, go back and give yourself advice. What advice would you give yourself?
To me,
Yes.
yeah, if you lose your way to go, try to find the right way as a human being.
Right.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Yeah, I didn't realize that before, so but now I understand that.
So to do the right thing as a human being,
Not chasing money.
right? Yeah. And then the money will come later if
Yeah.
you do the right thing as a human being. That's great. That's a good philosophy. I will remember that.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I mean, today you've given us lots of good advice for running and starting a business. So I'd like to thank you for coming on Tokyo Real.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been great talking to you, especially in English. You know, good job.
Thank you very
And,
much.
maybe come back one day and talk to us again.
Yeah, sure.
So,
yeah, I will.
Yutaka Watanabe, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, Tokyo Real is sponsored by the Edge Performance Analysis Solutions. Give yourself the edge.
Back then when life was easy